Right, good evening everybody.
Good evening.
So we've all had Nicola's medical history, so we all know about Nicola now, which is good. We are going to be doing a bit more Jive tonight. Easy peasy Jive, not too stressful or too difficult, because to be quite honest, I don't want to get too sweaty either. Although I need to, I'm putting weight on. And if anything funny happens this evening, my zip's gone on these trousers, so if you keep seeing me adjust myself, the zip's gone. It's not because I'm bursting out of them. I don't know, they've just... The zip's just gone. So no, Nicola, it's not Nicola, Margaret, yeah, get back away from the screen. Don't look too closely. But the good thing is, I will have my back to you most of the time, so if I adjust myself, you don't really notice. So it's okay. Okay, so we're going to recap what we did last week, go over the Jive, do a bit of technique in the Jive, and then if we've got some time, we'll do something else as well. Alright, so I'm going to put you all on mute now. So we started this way around. We started with a Coca-Rola. So, okay, just about seeing me. So we're going to start with the weight on the right foot, and we did a Coca-Rola, which is 8 steps, starting across with the left foot. So a little left foot across, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Finishing forward on the right foot. We've now got a chasse forward left, and then a chasse forward right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So finishing with the weight on the right foot. We've then got 2 kickball changes, or if you've got less than able knees, you just do 2 little kicks and a tap. So we've got kick, ball change, kick, ball change. So it leaves you back on the right foot. So go backwards now with 2 chasses, leading with the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more kickball changes. Kick, ball change, kick, ball change. Okay, should we just do that again? Oh, I think has Joe joined us? Yes, Joe's with us. Hello, Joe. Right. So starting that again. So stepping across with the left foot. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chasse forward left. 1, 2, 3, right foot. 4, 5, 6. Kicking with the left. Kick, ball change, kick, ball change. Chassing back left now. 1, 2, 3, duck, 4, 5, 6. Kick, ball change, kick, ball change. All right. Everyone doing okay so far? Yes? Jolly, jolly good. In an ideal world, the Coca-Rola's got a bit of a bouncy action to it, but we're not going to do that. To be fair, pretty much because I'll knock my head out again with this. I've already banged my head before I came online with you, and there was lots of expletives because I walked straight into it. And if I do the jumps, all this falls down. So, but the idea is you'd have a pick up through that action and like a little hop as you come backwards. So you pick up the leg and then you hop backwards. That's the idea, pick up and hop like that. It's quite lively, quite energetic. You can do that if you wish. We're not going to do it quite so quick tonight. I'm going to slow the music down a bit so we can work a bit more on the technical and the beauty of it, rather than the effervescence of it. But the footwork helps. So hopefully some of you caught my footwork lecture workshop on Friday, and if you didn't see it live, you might have watched it on a recap. And we're going to use lots of ball flat actions here, sort of toe and toe heel actions. So starting on a flat foot, we go across flat foot, toe heel, toe heel, toe, toe heel is the action we're going to use there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the third step is a toe. All right? Third step's a toe. Kelly actually said to me tonight, first time, would you like me to get this raised higher for you? But no, I'll just deal with it. Although she did come around to the fact, I think it was the fact that I swore so loudly about banging my head. Anyway, no, we'll leave it there because it's comical, isn't it? It's comical. Almost as comical as my zip falling down. But there we go. Right, here we go. Left foot first and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So every third step there is going to be a toe. Make sense? Good. Chasse. Forward left. 1, 2, 3. Forward on the right. 4, 5, 6. And I'll talk about the technique of the chasse for a second. So, when we're chasseing forward here, we're going to lead with our left. I'll do it sideways on so you see a little bit of technical here for a sec. So as we go forward, I'm leading with my left leg and my left side as I go forward. So I'm like this, 1, 2, 3, okay? As I go forward, the first step is a toe, the second step is a toe heel, and then the third step is a toe heel, okay? So I've got toe, toe heel, all right? You could do, if you're being extra jumpy, toe, toe, toe heel. Actually, we'll use that, it's a bit more lively, especially when we're not bouncing up too fast, otherwise it gets too stodgy. So we'll use 2 toes. So you're going to do toe, 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 heel, and then you're leading with the right foot now onto the next one, which again is a toe, 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 heel, okay? That gives you a little bit of buoyancy. So it also when you're leading with that left side and the left leg to start with, likewise on the right, you're going to lead with the knee. I feel like the knee is going forward. It's a bit like this. It's a bit peculiar if you break it down. It's like you've got something wrong with your legs a little bit. Okay, so it's like you're not quite committed. You're not going forward. You're not quite sure exactly what you're doing. So you're getting the leg out in front of you. You're almost a bit sheepish, a bit concerned. And then you do the same thing on the other leg. So you'll lead with the right leg and the right side. So my right side is coming forward as the right leg is coming forward and the knee is pronounced. What doesn't happen is this, because this is peculiar. It's much the same as if you saw someone walking like this. If I walk like that, that's very strange. We're everything moving in the same direction. Okay. So when we're doing jive, it's a bit strange. So as I lead with the left side and the left leg, I feel like I turn the left shoulder back. So I'm here, and in doing so, my right hand goes forward. So when I lead with the left leg, I've got my right hand coming forward because then it looks natural. 1, 2, 3, and then changing 4, 5, 6. Okay? This is a little bit robotic. Boom, 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 boom. Bit like that. Okay? Doesn't need to move very much either. But it's quite structured in that way. So as the left leg comes forward, the right hand's like you're going to shake hands. How do you do? How do you do? It's a bit like that. Okay? All make sense? Yes? Okay. Just the chasses. So you're standing on the right, that's finished forward, you're going to lead with the left, and you're going to have a shaky hand with the right. Okay? Shaky right hand, left leg forward, go. 1, 2, 3, change, 4, 5, 6. Okay? I'm just going to watch you do that. I want to see everyone do those lovely chasses. I want to reach out and almost touch you, shake your hands. That's what I want to feel like I want to do. Are you ready? Don't get too close, Nicola, of course. Make sure you keep your distance. Okay, right, so are you ready? So stand on the right foot, just the chasse, stand on the right foot, like this, and you're going to go forward on the left, and you're going to shake hands with the right. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nicola, are you feeling okay? That looks a little bit like this. We're not doing Michael Jackson's Thriller, which was like this. So you want to be much more pronounced. So when that right, so if I can do it towards the mirror now, camera, sorry. This is much more pronounced, and it's a little bit like you're carrying. Imagine you're carrying a a pig. Do you know when you go to the market and you get yourself a little pig, and you carry it under your arm home? It's like that, and you see your mate and you reach out to shake hands. And in doing so, you've also got a slightly dodgy right leg, so you can't use the right leg properly. You've got your pig, which you're hoisted up on your hip, and you're trying to shake hands with your mate. That's the idea. And then you very instantaneously switch arms to carry the pig on the other arm and shake hands with the left hand, which is a bit odd. Does that make sense? So carry your pig, shake hands with your mate with a dodgy leg. All right? Are you ready? Hang on. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad, actually. Some of you look quite nice. John and Teresa, you were beautifully matched then. Wonderfully timed and partnered. Beautiful. Beautifully in sync and harmony there. Do that again, Nicola. I'm watching you this time. See if you do your Thriller again. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Some of you have got a bit of a Fred Astaire look going on, especially you, Mike, of Mike and Karen fame. It's a little bit Fred Astaire-ish. Like that. It's quite nice. That's a bit more American and smooth though, so we don't want to do an American smooth just yet. Right, let's go from the top, and then I'll watch you all do that again in a sec. So standing on the right, I'm just going to do maintenance. My shoelaces come loose. falling apart tonight. Shoelace loose, zip falling down, smacking my head. Right, here we go. Ready? Coca-Cola, left foot across, go. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chasse forward. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now kickball changes. Flick, ball change, flick, ball change. Chasse back, left foot. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more kickball changes. Kick, ball change, kick, ball change. When you dance backwards, I'll talk about the flick ball changes in a sec. Flick ball change, flick ball change. When you dance backwards, I'm leading with the left to start with. I'm going to take both of my arms to the left and then both of my arms to the right. Okay, as I do that. It's not the same as moving forwards, it is slightly different. So I've got this sweeping action here and then sweeping action there. Okay, footwork wise, ball, 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 heel, ball, 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 heel, same as when you move forwards. So a chasse action here, if it's going to be nice and bouncy, is going to be the same action. There's 2 different ways of doing a chasse. One with a toe, heel, or toe, heel. So it can differ. Okay, so does that make sense? Left arm swinging left, right arm swinging right when you go backwards. Let's just do those. So, down kick ball change. We're going to chasse back left. You're going to swoop to the left and you're going to swoop to the right. Those of you that have ever skied, I've never done skiing, but it's the idea. That's the visual kind of feeling I had with it. Left leg first, go. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. And then we've got our kick ball changes again. Okay? So that should be relatively easy going backwards. It feels everything's going left, everything's going right, leading with the leg. Kickball changes. We did have a brief chat about these last week, and I know that some of you already know how to do this, but it doesn't hurt to recap. Now, a kickball change is not a boot, like in rugby or football. We don't do that in football really so much. It's more of a rugby boot. But jive's not like that. So jive is very compact through the middle of the body. I feel very compact through here. So nothing's really going to escape. So I'm not going to let my legs loose. So the idea of a kickball change is you pick up the thigh. The thigh's picked up. So if we were doing charades, you know what that means. I don't need to tell you. 2 words. Is it 2 words? I don't know. No, not necessarily. It doesn't matter. You're going to pick the knee up. The knee is picked up, and then you flick the foot away. So the knee flick. Don't have to go too high. Knee flick. It's not just a kick of the leg. So it's a 2-pronged attack. The knee comes up, and then you flick from the knee. And you always point your toe. You must always point the toe towards the floor, rather than allowing the heel to lead first. We talked about that briefly in rumba last week, that when you step backwards, you always present your toe. Not in rumba. No, I think it was in my footwork thing I did. When you step backwards and present your leg, you want good toes, not naughty toes. You only do this in ballroom when you release your toe as your weight comes out. And jive is no different, and especially when we're kicking. However, a lot of people end up doing that sort of thing. That's a little bit like when you've put the tumble dryer on and you put those tumble dryer sheets in, and you put a pair of trousers on, a pair of tracksuit bottoms or whatever, maybe your knickers, and then you feel that something's a bit weird, so you shake your leg, and then out comes at the bottom of the leg one of those bounced tumble dry sheets, which we've all had that happen to us, I'm sure. I'm sure we have, I definitely have. So it's not that sort of thing where you're shaking the leg to try and get that out. It's coming out of the front. You want to flick the front. Okay, so you're flicking your toes towards the floor. And in really fancy dancing, when you develop it, the heel comes up quite high towards the bottom. Okay, but we're not going to be too stressed about doing that much today. The idea is just a knee flick. That's the idea. Knee flick, and it stops. It doesn't have any give in it. It doesn't have any kind of softness to it. It's quite robust, quite flicky. So flick. Do you know when you're flicking the towel? Do you know when you're trying to get someone with a towel, the wet towel? It's that idea. It's that kind of flick. All right. I think you get the gist. Can we all do it? Yes is the answer. Yes, James, is a resounding answer from all of you. Stand on your right foot. I'm going to do it sideways on to you for the moment, just so I can have a little look at you while you're doing it. Don't mind which leg you stand on. It doesn't matter, because it's just an exercise. We're going to do it on both legs anyway. So stand on one leg or to the other. Now you're going to flick. So knee first, and then flick. So knee flick, and if you don't at the moment, we're just doing the flick rather than the ball change. It's flick, just the flick, not flick, ball change. Just the flick. I just want the flicking action. Now if you've got trousers on, you want to feel there's a flicking of the trouser leg around your ankle. Mike, you look like you're in stop-start animation, which is actually a good thing. That's a good thing. Change legs if you get a bit tired. That's too big, Sarah Ball, much smaller. Joe Jacobs, you look like you're trying to kickstart a moped. So try and flick the knee. Try and flick the knee rather than up and down, like a piston action. It's the knee comes up. So if I'm from a static position, it's difficult with me wearing black trousers. I should wear me white trousers. Pick up the knee and flick. So it's knee up, flick, knee up, flick. Not. Yeah. So you pick up the knee and then you flick. So pick up, flick. When we do the ball change, of course, that will give us a little recap or a moment to change. If we do the ball change as well, and it might be helpful for you. So I'm going to stand on my right foot, I'm going to flick my left. So I pick up the knee, I flick the leg, and then I immediately take that back and ball change. Now what mustn't happen is your height mustn't change. I'm going to test this out by standing underneath the light fitting. Now if I go any higher, it's going to clatter, okay? If I stand here. Yeah, I'm going to clatter that. So the idea is you flick, ball change. The head height doesn't change as you do it. Flick, ball change. Flick, ball change. So everything's contained underneath you rather than flick, ball change, where you do a little leap, which is quite lovely if you're playing horses, but we're not playing horses in our jive. So you've got flick, ball change, flick, ball change. Now the leg goes behind you, your heel doesn't go down, and there's not a lot of weight in it. It's only part weight, which allows you to replace onto the front foot without moving, okay? Up or anywhere, to be honest. So it's like that. And then likewise on the other leg, we can do the same thing. So you can just, as a bit of part weight after you do the ball change. So you don't want to go up and down. Do we all understand that? Good. Good. Joe Jacobs, have you got a moped? Because if you haven't, you should get one. I think you'd be tremendous. You'd never have a problem getting it started in the morning, would you? Never have a problem. I'm sorry, I'm only messing about. Right, so let's do that. We're going to take it from the chasses. We're going to do our 2 chasses moving forward with the left foot, and we're going to do our carrying the pig, shaking the hand, and then carrying the pig, shaking the hand on the other foot. Flick twice with the left leg, and then as we go backwards with the left leg leading, we're going to sweep the arms to the left and then sweep them to the right, and then we do the same 2 flick ball changes again. All right, so here we go. Chasse forward left, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flick, ball change, flick, ball change, sweep the arms to the left and arms to the right, flick, ball change, flick, ball change. Okay, and as you do the flick, the arms will sweep. The arms will sweep across in the same way that they sweep across when you do the backward chasses. So we're only kicking with the left at the moment, so the arms will sweep to the left and to the right. So that's, do you know Mike, when you're wearing your lovely little flowery skirt that you sometimes come into lessons with, and you do this with it, your little flamenco skirt, that's the idea. So if you had your skirt, if any of you've got your ballroom dresses on, like none of you've got them on, well, next week, can you all ensure that you're wearing your beautiful dresses, please? So you've got something to use. I'm not wearing mine. So imagine you've got hold of the dress, you're flicking it to the left and to the right. So it's got this lovely little action like this. Now this is very much more feminine than it is masculine, obviously. And that's a very masculine pose there, Eileen Hawkins. I like that. Very masculine. Very. Oh, yeah. Change weight. There we go. Oh, don't do your gorilla impression. So if you're a bloke, if you're a geezer, you're going to have a little bit more structure, but you're still going to have the same sort of thing going on. You'll be aware of a posture and a structure and a frame, but you're going to keep your arms out a bit more. Ladies, you'll be a lot more. In this instance that I'm suggesting, you're going to use your arms, because it's good to use your arms and know where to put them, you see, because many times people don't know what to do with their arms. And if you do kickball changes with your arms by your side, you are doing a different genre altogether. You are doing Irish dancing. We're not doing that today. Okay, from the top. With all that in mind, a couple of times we'll do it with music. So here we go. Coca-Rola. Arms out, ready, standing on the right foot. Here we go, left foot across, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chasse forward, left foot, shake, and shake, kick or change, sweep the arm, chasse back, sweep the arms, sweep them back, kick or change, kick or change, kick or change. Did you all do that? You can tell me you did, because I can't see you. I should get a little monitor feed going around this way. I should have the... Should do it the other way around, shouldn't I? Yeah, next week I might do that. No, I can't. Yeah, I might put this there next week, actually. That'd make more sense, wouldn't it? Camera behind me. Okay, right, and again, once more, and then the orchestra. Standing on the right, left foot across, go. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chasse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flick or change, chasse back, and again, flick or change, and then we're going to chasse off to the left and to the right continuously. Oh, you all briefly stopped then for a second. You all came back though. Okay, right, a bit of music. Any questions before I move on? Any questions before we go with music? Anyone?
Frozen.
Yeah. It's all come back now. All good?
Yeah, it has come back.
Yeah, that was strange. It did all freeze. You all froze, and then I seemed to freeze, and then it told me my internet connection has gone. It's back again. I'm just going to, 1 second, I'm just going to change something. 1 sec, I might disappear and come back. Okay. I'm still here, aren't I? I'm still with you. Yes?
Yeah.
Good. So any questions? Yes, no, maybe? No one? Everyone all right? Okay, bit of music. Can you all hear that? Yes? Good. Here we go. A 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chasse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flip or change, chasse 1, chasse 2, flip or change, And we'll do it again. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and flip will change, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and flip will change, Once more, then I'm going to watch you, and then we'll do the next bit. Here we go. And 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chasse 1, chasse 2, and flip, and chasse 1, and chasse 2, and flip, Good. I'm just going to watch you now do that without me doing it. That'd be marvellous, won't it? Oh, splendid. You all look quite splendid this evening. Oh, careful what you're taking off, Judy. Careful. Okay, I can't take anything else off. Although I have got a nice breeze coming through the front. Excuse me. There we go, that's better. Nice little breeze. These have to get fixed. Right, with the music, a couple of times through, I just want to have a little look, cast my eyes, and then we'll move on. I'll count you in. We'll wait for the phrase. It's coming up, here we go. A 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, kick or change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick or change. What's very peculiar is I'm counting it to the music that you're clearly listening to, but there's a delay. So I'm saying it and you're all off time. So normally you'd all be in trouble, but I understand there's a bit of a delay, of course. But it's a bit strange, that's in my head slightly. Do that again, please. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chasse 1, chasse 2, kick or change, chasse 1, chasse 2, kick or change, I'm going to talk to you for a moment, just briefly. When we do jive, I'll clarify a second. Actually, when we do cha-cha and rumba, it's very clear what the hip action is. So we all understand that there's hip action in cha-cha and rumba, and that normally comes through the settling of weight on a standing foot. So when you're standing on a foot, you would settle your weight, you would relax into that leg, which pops your hip out either right or left, okay, which produces hip action. You can also have a rotary hip action when you're not transferring weight, and you can just move your hips. Now, jive's a little bit different. So what we have in jive is what we call a swing hip action. The hips will swing up and swing down. Obviously, when one side is swinging down, the other side is swinging up. It's always good to think about one side of the body rather than two sides, because that's two things to think about rather than one. And if you take a hip down, the other one has to go up, really, unless you've unfortunately got some sort of terrible issue with your hips. And if you have, you probably shouldn't be dancing. But so I'm pretty sure that if your left hip goes down, your right hip goes up, or vice versa. And it helps with the footwork, will also help with that. Now, what I'm noticing as I'm watching you dance is that on the chasse actions especially, it's just very, very straight. Now, I didn't talk about anything else, of course, but I just want to address it because it looks a little bland. Now, as we chasse to the left, the idea is the left hip is going to lead us and swing up. And then as we chasse to the right hip's going to swing up at the end. So the idea is that the hips will swing up and down depending on which direction we're travelling in. So if I'm going to come towards you, if I'm going to the left, I'm going to feel like I swing up to the left. If I'm going to the right, I feel like I swing up to the right. All right, so I've got this nice hip swing going on through the middle of the body. So it's rather than it being just dead straight as well. Dancing's never full frontal. So what I mean by that is it's never here. Okay, again, that's back to the Irish dancing again. So we've always got angles and curves in our dancing. So we're carrying the pig, we're shaking someone's hand, and in doing so, I'm also swinging my hip at the end of that shape, the end of that action, rather than just staying dead straight. So you just want to put these angles in your body. Angles and curves are beautiful, always remember that. So try and feel that your left chasse swings up at the end, and then your right chasse swings up at the end, or your left hip goes down. So whichever way around you want to think about it. So I tend to think about swinging up at the end of these chasse actions rather than chasseing down. Swing up to the leg that's leading. Swing up to the leg that's leading. Okay? Does that make a bit of sense? Yeah? One last thing to add to that is that the shoulder doesn't move. So if you've got someone else in the room with you, the way you can help with this is they can put their hands on your shoulders and force you to move the hip up with the shoulder staying still. Obviously, if you haven't got that, it's a bit tricky. But the idea is that the shoulder, let's say the armpit. The armpit meets the hip rather than the armpit going with the hip. Do you understand the difference? So if I'm chasseing towards you here, I'm going to chasse up with my hip and then up with my hip. What I don't do is go up with the left side and up with the right side, because that looks again like that's a bit like bad dad dancing from the 70s or maybe 80s or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not quite right. So the idea is the shoulders stay pretty much level. They will rotate, but they're not going to go up and down. Okay. The hips, however, can swing up. Not this though, Mike. Please, not this. Okay. That's pelvic thrust. Please don't. Yeah. No. Lovely abs you got there. They look like that. Looks like solid. Beautiful. Solid. Yes.
Going backwards.
Yeah. Exactly the same. Lead with the left hip if you're going left leg. Lead with the right leg if you're going with the right leg. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still going to swing the same direction of travel. It's tricky. It's not easy necessarily. Da 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 da. So at the end of that action, I'm still going to swing the hip up or the left hip up. Okay, providing there's turn as well. You've got a bit of turn. So hopefully the turn happens when you're leading with that particular leg. So when you come forward, I'm leading with the left leg and the left side. Remember we talked about that briefly earlier. If you're leading with the right leg, the right side, and the same when you go backwards, I'm leading with the left leg and the left side, and the right leg and the right side. Okay? That's the same as a bit of foxtrot. So when you do a bit of foxtrot, forget the arms and the upper body for a second, the shoulders. But when you're doing foxtrot, like a feather step for a lady, as you go backwards, you're going to lead with your right foot, like there you have a rotation through the body so the man can go outside of your feet, Likewise with the man, he leads with his left side. Okay, so you're leading with the left side, left leg. That's the same sort of principle. Not quite the same, footwork's a bit different. All right, should we do that again? Shall we? Yes, let's do it again. And then we're going to move on. So let's look at, I'll do it with you, and then I'll watch you. If you've got space and you feel like it, give it a bit of oomph. Give it a bit of life, but don't bash your head on life fittings. Here we go, ready? 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick will change, kick will change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick will change, kick will change. There's a lot going on. So again. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chasse 1, chasse 2, kick will change, chasse 1, chasse 2, kick will change. I'm gonna watch you for one, maybe two, especially you, Lorraine. After 4, oh 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shake once, shake twice. Kick will change, kick will change. Shake once, shake twice. Kick will change, kick will change. Okay, let's do it again. Here we go, after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kick will change. Chasse even. Kick will change. Kick will change. 30. Chasse. Kick will change. Kick will change. Really very difficult to say the right thing when you're not doing the same as I'm saying. It's not your fault. It's the delay. It's that pesky internet latency. One last little observation, sorry. Don't look down if you can. Try not to look down. I know you're trying to think about the steps. It's very easy. The thinker's the problem. If the thinker wasn't doing this, or Bruce Forsyth, it's either the thinker or Bruce Forsyth that's the problem. If the thinker was doing this, of course, we'd all look up to think, wouldn't we? But often you all look down to think. So try and avoid that. Jive does have this feeling of, I don't want to say downwards, because it's not down, but I do have this feeling of being over my feet, like this. The feeling is I'm going that way to a certain degree, but I'm still definitely standing up and picking my chest up. I'm not looking down and dropping this way. This week's lecture for Friday is about posture, so hopefully that'll help. Okay, 30-minute waffle on posture, bit of poise as well. Look out for that on Friday, and it'll go live on YouTube with the full shebang, all the intros and exits of the video on Friday evening after the 30-minute lecture thing. Anyway, right, next bit. Questions. Any questions or nominate? I'll nominate Nicola. No, I'm only joking. Any questions? No, everyone all right? Good, okay. So, we've just done chasse back, kick will change. Now we've got a continuous chasse to the left, leading with the left, and you're going to shape to the right ever so slightly as you do this, but your hip's going to lead you, left leg, left side, leading that way, but you're going to shape a bit to the right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we go back the other way. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Again, this is the same as the forward chasses. They're just more continuous. So when you're shaping forward, you do have a feeling of shaping to your right. So if I'm going forward left, I've got this feeling of shaping to my right, almost like a lean, like a sway. Okay, so I have the same sort of thing going on here. The hips will do the same thing, but it's obviously delayed because it's at the end. It's a continuous chasse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the hip swings at the end of that action. Okay, same principle again with the footwork. So we only lower at the end. So as I'm going to the left here, I'm starting with the left foot. So it's ball, 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 flat. I said it wrong. No, I did it wrong. Said it right. Ball, 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 flat. Okay, so you're only lowering at the end. So stay on the balls of your feet. Try and stay buoyant. Try not to bounce up and down though. The idea is to contain yourselves. Contain yourselves. Poppy, contain yourself. All right, as you're doing it. All right, exactly the same as the forward one, but just to the side. That shouldn't be too tricky. All right, arm-wise, I'm still carrying that pig and I'm still reaching out to shake hands with someone. The only difference is I'm moving it sideways. So I'm going across here, and I will look to the left, and then I will look to the right. So you might think this one's perhaps different, and this isn't shaking hands. This one is more pointing. So if I'm moving to the left, I'm going to point, hey, I'm coming to get you. Hey, I'm going to come and get you. That's the idea. So I'd like to see, I want to see those fingers. Let me see those fingers. That's from an old TV show, isn't it? All right, yeah. Oh, very nice, Karen. Nice, Karen. You danced off the screen slightly though, but nice. Liked it. Very good. Very good. Linda Bloomer, you look taller today. Is that because you're standing? Is it because you put your thing in portrait, makes you look longer? You're still only 4'3", aren't you? Okay, let's do that again. Oh, John's taking his clothes off as well. Anyone else want to remove any garments before we move on? No? Good. Eileen, you want to take anything off? Okay. Very quickly, we'll just do this all together and then we're going to crack on to the next bit, which is a bit tricky. So here we go, to the left. Ready, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Easy, isn't it? That's easy, it's not difficult. We'll move straight on because we can do that. Actually, John, I'm going to watch you once because I just want to check that you're pointing. Doing your right angles and shapes. Ready? Don't dance out the door, Janice. Don't disappear out the door. Just... I'm just messing about. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. It's always one, isn't there? It's always one Margaret who goes the opposite way to everyone else. Oh, she's not muted either. We can't have that, can we? We can't have that. There we go. Right, and again, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Good, we are dancing it to Shakin' Stevens, and some of you do look a bit shaky, which is good, which is good. Okay, right, next bit, Toenail Swivels. We touched on these last week. Now, the Toenail Swivels are a bit like the twist, so that's where they come from, essentially. This is a step that's been manifested from the 50s twist action, I guess. And then they've done all this sort of thing, and that's where it's all come from. So the idea is, as you're doing it, so the first time I've done that on camera tonight, isn't it? The idea of this is that you want to maintain your twist through the lower half of your body and your legs as you're doing the steps. This is easier said than done, however. If you're not wearing a dance shoe or a slippy-soled shoe on a wooden floor or some sort of non-carpeted floor, this is going to be tricky. If you are on a carpeted floor and you're not wearing dance shoes and you're wearing like socks or barefoot, you're going to get burns. The idea is you want to swivel those feet. And the upper body does not move. You'll have residual movement in the upper body, but the upper body mustn't move. Now again, that's tricky to do because you're going to want to do that sort of thing. If you've got someone with you, I suggest you do it just as this little exercise in hold to try and keep your upper body still to get used to it. Or if you prefer, you can just do it on your own and you just hold on to something. So I've got a sideboard, you've seen this sideboard a lot. I can keep my upper body still as I do this. And that's the idea, you want to keep your body still. So this is moving. So you've got a nice bit of isolation between the lower half and the upper half. The twist, the turn, is constant. It happens throughout, as I say. So you've got toe, heel, across. So it's going in opposite directions every time. So I go to the right, to the left, to the right. And that corresponds to the foot that I'm using. So I'm going to the right, left leg. But it's still the left leg actually, isn't it, when I do that? So the whole time. So I'm constantly doing it every step. If you don't do that, just do step. When you go to step across yourself, it is a nutcracker of a step. That's fine. However, it makes it difficult to get your leg out to do the next one. Now, if you've got a twist action as you're doing it, what it does, it gives you space to pick it up and turn at the same time. All right? You want to get maximum movement out of this. That's the plan anyway. All right? So, just not the microphone. Yeah. You can still hear me, can't you? Yes, you can. Right, so, starting with the left leg. Okay? So you've just done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So you're leading with the right, you've got a rightward angle here. You're going to start in this position. And then you're going to start your twisting. So you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just to clarify the feet again, because I didn't do that, did I? I neglected to talk about the feet. It's the toe of the, well, not the one you stood on, it's the other toe. When you do this as well, you want to, I can't really, I'm going to zoom, I can't zoom in, actually I can actually. I'll zoom in on this for a second. So when I do a toe action, I've got this sort of thing going on. So I've got an angle between my ankles. So what I'm not doing is that sort of thing. So you want to avoid any pigeon-toed action on this at all. So to be fair, any time you close your feet in Latin, there's very few occasions when you bang your feet together like this. Now that's a ballroom style closing action. Now in Latin, you're always typically going to have your feet at 5 to 1, essentially. And then when you bend a knee, or your weight comes out of one of the feet, it bends like so. If I can show you that sideways on a little bit, I have to put my trousers a little bit high, get a bit of contrast now between my white legs. So that's the idea. My ankles are together still, okay? Now that'll be the case for men and ladies. There's no difference there, depending. I mean, obviously if you're wearing a nice sandal, you're gonna look more feminine than if you're wearing a black lace up. So that's the idea. So that's where we are. And this is where we'll be on the toe, heel, across. And then when I come in again, toe, heel, across. So I'm not, well, I'll do it incorrectly, sorry. I'm not doing something like that where I turn the toe in and anticipate the turn. Okay? Now that is Shakin' Stevens. Or Elvis Presley. We're not doing any Elvis or Shaky Steven things with the feet. You might want to do that sort of thing, but not till later. Does that make sense? Yeah, so always using the inside edge of your toes, the big toes here, when we do this, rather than the outside edge. Again, if you watch the Footwork lecture that's from last week, I talk about that briefly. We rarely have the weight on the outside edge of the feet. We really don't at all. There's only a few times in a gesture where you take the foot out like so. But in this instance, we're going to have the weight on the inside of the toes, foot's under your body. And the foot's under your body, you're never really, I can't think of any occasion where you'd have your outside of your toes in contact with the floor. Let's put that back up. Does that all make sense, everyone? Does that all make sense? That's a bit too much, not quite enough even. Okay.
When you go forward, is it toe first then? So twist, over.
Yeah, so we've just finished to the right or to the left, whichever way you're going to do it first. It's the toe first, and then you turn, you twist and do a heel, and then you twist and step across on a flat foot. And then when you come back the other way, it's exactly the same. So you twist and do an inside edge of toe, you twist and do your heel out, and then you twist and step across and do a flat foot. This doesn't constitute a heel lead, incidentally. So I know I've talked about heel leads in the footwork last week. This isn't a heel lead as such. This is a very unique step that you're not going to really have in any other dance, where you're gesturing your heel. So normally you would gesture a toe or a hand. This is gesturing a heel, which is odd. The only other time you could, I think, is maybe a cortejaka in samba. But we're not doing those at the moment. Right, so let's do these toe heel swivels. We've just finished with our chasse to the right, da-da, da-da. Now we're going to do our toe heel swivels, leading with the left. Ready, go. Toe, heel, across, toe, heel, across. Keep the turn going, the twist, sorry, going. On that standing foot, toe, heel, across. I use my arms to help me, actually, when I'm on my own. So I'm really using my arms. It's very much reminiscent of this sort of thing, isn't it? It's very much like the twist that you would think of in the 50s and 60s. Yeah, some of you were there at its inception, weren't you, Mike, doing it just after you finished work? Look at that, no comment. Stoic, standing there. Hands behind your back. Right. Right, here we go. And again, toe heel swivels, and then we're going to crack on from the top, and then we'll put this all together. Right, ready? Toe heel swivels, go. Toe, heel, across. Toe, heel, across. Use the upper body to help you do your toe heels. And then we've got a little, oh, we've got some more actually, we've got some more. Everyone okay with those? They're all right, yeah? Yeah. Now we've got two variants of jive walks here. So there's a few different ways of doing walks in Jive. Don't really have walks in the real sense of walking. So we've got these actions that we would call kind of Jive walks. So what we're going to do is a step, a gesture of the leg, and stand on it. Step, stand on it, put the leg out, stand on it, put the leg out, stand on it. So little taps. One. This is like a chicken walk action for the lady. Ladies have two ways of doing chicken walks. They can do these actions, or they can do like swivelly actions. We're going to do both of them, one after the other, ish. So we've just done our toenail swivels. We're going to lead with the left foot. We're going to start by tapping the foot in front. So we've got tap, close the feet, tap, close the feet, tap, close the feet, tap, close the feet. And then we have these other swivel type actions, like a plait in samba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we do the same thing again. We've got the taps, and then we're going to move backwards. Okay, so I've just run out of space, so I'll do it from here. So taps first, left foot first. As you tap the left foot, you're going to turn the body to the left, so everything feels very much against the left leg. Close to the right, to the left, to the right. Now we go left foot first. We lead outwards. The foot turns out. So you go out, 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 out. Now 4 more taps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing to think about on that is as you tap the right foot, you stick your left buttock out. As you tip the left foot, you stick your right buttock out. In, out, shake it all about. No okey dokey. So, and then we're going to do our little runs backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that is what's called again like a plait action for the person moving backwards. In the plait is a samba figure. Now in the plait, the man has essentially 2 actions on one foot, which is toe and then the heel, toe and then the heel, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like run backwards. So you've got a staggered movement backwards, so that you don't fall over essentially. So this is the same principle here for all of us. The toe goes first, and the body weight feels like it stays forward the whole time, and the heels lower very, very, very late. So I put the foot in position, now I pick this next foot up, and it's almost in position just before the heel lowers, and then the whole process starts again on the other leg, okay? So it's a very delayed lowering action through the back foot. When you're dancing at speed, you have to do that, because if you don't, you'll just fall over. Doesn't look very nice, either. Okay, so let's do the last 4 taps. That's 3, that'll be 4. And then we'll do the walk backwards. So left foot first, tapping, turning the body towards the leg in front of you. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got a 5, 6, 7, 8. So that last walk backwards, I don't lower the heel. And if you don't lower a heel, it means that you're going to use that leg next or that foot next. So as I go back, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've placed the foot in position, that's the second time. And then I've got my little swish, I don't really know, just transfer of weights, but swish the hips. 5, 6, 7, 8. Which leaves me back where I started. Now I'm ready to start from the very beginning again. All of those figures, but on the opposite leg, so the right foot. Okay? Should we do those again, shall we? Yes is the resounding answer from all of you. It's wonderful. Lost someone as well. Someone's left us. Is this someone? No. Someone there. Right, here we go again. We're going to dance the toenail swivels into our forward taps, then our forward movements, and then the 4 taps, and then backwards. Okay, so toenail swivels, left foot first, ready, go. Toe, heel, across. Toe, heel, across. Toe, heel, across. Toe, heel, across. Now point the left foot, point, close your feet. Point, close your feet. Point, close your feet. Point, now we go forward, left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point, close. Point, close. Point, close. Now back on the left foot. 1, 2, 3, tap essentially. So the 4th one is just the border foot. Now we transfer weight, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought some of you'd frozen then, but you were just literally holding a pose. It's quite delightful. Right, I'm going to call it and you're going to do it. So I want to have a little look. So we're going to go from our toe heel swivels. Ready, steady, go. Toe heel across, toe heel across, toe heel across, and toe heel across. Go. Point, close, point, close, point, close, point. Now go forward, left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point, close, point, close, point, close. And then go backwards. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I lost my words again because I'm looking at other people. 5, 6 on the step, 7, 8. I'm very sorry. I'm saying stuff and watching people. It always happens. This happens in a class in real life as well. I'll call out what should be happening, and I'll watch someone who's not doing what I'm calling, and eventually end up calling what they're doing. It's very difficult. Sorry. I'll concentrate more. I'll work harder. I promise. And again, I'll just try not to pay attention, but pay attention. Ready? Toenail swivels, go. A toe, heel, across. A toe, heel, across. A toe, heel, across. And a toe, heel, across. And point, close, point, close, point, close, point. Now forward, left, 2, 3, 4. Point, close, point, close, point, close, point. Now backwards, 5, 6, 7 on the spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know what? You've all got your own little fancy style going on, but it's actually quite entertaining to watch. What I can see is like an internal sort of rhythm and feeling for what you're doing. Some of you were actually like rock stars after the gig when they've had their session. Yeah, looks a little bit full of, no, only messing about. Mike started like that, didn't you, Mike? You started looking like that. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike, don't get upset. Oh, you got something to... Oh, good, yeah, do it with your... It will look great. Do it with your guitar, Mike. It will look great. If you think about it, and I'm just being silly, now I can't think of who did this, but I'm sure there was a music group, had guitars, they did all this sort of thing. I can't remember who it was. Was it the, not the Drifters, who's the other one? Who was it?
The Shadows.
That's it, the Shadows, that's it. I knew Margaret would get it.
Was this sweet? We used to do it in the late 70s and 80s. When it was the apple, wasn't it? That one. We used to do that one and then change. That
What?
was in the 80s.
What dance was that, Julie?
Was it the sweet? Oh, wasn't that the sweet?
The Sweet?
Yeah.
You're not thinking of the Sugar for Your Honey, are you? Was it the Sweets for Your Sweet, Sugar for Your Honey? I don't know.
And then we used to do that.
Blimey, mentalists, you nutcases, things were crazy in the 80s, weren't they?
I'm older than you.
Right, let's go from the top, the very, very beginning where it began, because actually we're pushed for time now. And my dinner's already ready. I made it before we started. It's amazing I am in lockdown. I'm making dinner almost every night. It's already made, it's out there. I've just got to dish it up. Tremendous. So amazing. But, right. Are you ready for this from the top without music? Back to the walls, Janice. Back to the wall. Maximise your space. Ready? Left foot across Coca-Cola or the Shadows. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chasse left foot forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick or change, kick or change. Chasse back, swoosh the arms, kick or change. Continuous chasse, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now toe, heel, swivels. Toe, heel, across. Hold. Toe, heel, across. Hold it. Toe, heel, across. One more time. Toe, heel. Now step and point. Point, step, point, point. Now we go forward, left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point, point, point. Now backward on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sure you were tremendous, weren't you all? Yay! Right, once more. Okay. So left foot across with your shadows. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chasse 1 and 2. A kick or change, and kick or change. Chasse 1, chasse 2, and kick or change, and kick or change. So chasse 2 and 3, 4, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and toe. First mistake of the night. I'm gutted. Didn't make a complete hour. Toe heel swivels. Go. Toe heel across. Toe heel across. Toe heel across. Toe heel across. Point, thank you very much. Point, close, point, close, point, close, point, chasse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point, close, point, close, point, close. Now back on the left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like a newsreader, isn't it? Well, then newsreaders make a little mistake, or people on the radio, and then that's it, they mess up the whole thing, because their patter goes, their rhythm goes. Right, we're going to do it to music, and I won't make a mistake to music. Famous last words. Now, of course, you can do this on the other leg as well. The idea was to repeat this on the other leg. I'm not going to make you do that, because that'll be confusing tonight. But we'll just see if we can get through this a couple of times to music, and then next week we'll do something completely different. I'm not going to recap this quickly, but we'll do something completely different, something ballroom related, which is tricky in a small space, but we'll come up with something. I. Right, something. Here we go, ready? 5, 6, left and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, chasse 1. And 2 kick will changes. Flick will change, flick will change. Chasse, chasse, flick, chasse to the left. 2, 3 to the right. Toe heel swivels. Toe, heel across. Toe, heel across. Toe, heel across. Toe, now point in front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point 1. Point 2, point 3, point 4, back left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it, start again, go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chasse 1 and 2. Kick will change, chasse, chasse. Kick will change, chasse to the left, to the right. Toe heel swivels, across. Toe, heel, across, work the twist, twist the body. Now we're going to tap forwards, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward for 4. Tap for 4. 2, 3. Now go back left. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the spot. Hold it, change feet, start again. One more time, left foot, go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chasse, chasse, kick, kick, chasse, chasse, kick, kick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 toe swivels. Stop and stop. Down, point now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sure you were awesome, weren't you? Awesome. Oh, I'm not quite so good. Oh, that hurts me a bit. Right. Any questions? None at all? Joe Jacobs got one. Joe Jacobs has got a question. Go on, Joe. Sign language, is it sign language? Write it down.
I've got a question.
Go on then.
The swivel walks forward.
Yes.
I look a bit odd, I know I do.
Well, to be honest, unfortunately, John, that's just the way you were made. Blame your mother.
It's not the only problem with dancing, but it's the one where I can see that it's just not right.
When you swivel forward, it is if you stand on the right foot, you turn. It's very much like the twist. It's like the twist actions. Rather than just staying on the spot, you twist and step, twist and step. So that's the idea. And you still don't want to move the upper body too much as you're doing it. So it's just the lower half doing it. That's the idea. If you've got too much movement going through the top half, then it looks like you're a little girl going to the park to have a picnic. Now, no one can accuse you of being...
That's what I was going for, yeah.
I thought as much, yeah. So you want to try and... The turn is done on the standing leg, but you want to keep your upper body still as frontal as you can, because you're working against it. That's the idea. So there's a lot of activity downstairs, no activity upstairs. That's all I can suggest at the moment. So the turn is done on the standing leg, and then you stand on it. I mean, you used to go clubbing in the 80s, John, didn't you? So just like this. That's the 70s, actually. That's more the 70s. So think of it a bit more John Travolta-esque. Yeah, well, disco was still about with them, wasn't it? Yeah. Yes, Janice. Are you saying goodbye? Okay, bye-bye, Janice. Thank you. Joe, have you figured out how to unmute yourself yet? Let me...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week.
Toodaloo. Don't forget to tune in on Friday if you want to see some posture stuff.
Yeah, I've done it.
Well done.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What was your question, Joe?
Yes, it was, I got a bit confused because you said on the backward sort of chicken walk thing, first of all you said you put your heel down at the last minute and then I think you said you just stay on your toes, so I'm a bit confused.
Not going backwards. No, not on the backward action. No, when you go backwards on this, it's toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe on the last one because we're going to not transfer weight fully on the last one because we're going to use it to switch. Okay? Normally you would lower your heels, but just because of what we're doing here where I want to change weight so we can start again, I'm stopping you. That's just a, you know, an oddity.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right, thank you very much. Anyone else? Nothing? If not, I'm going to have your dinner.
See you all. Bye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye.
So thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you again next Wednesday for more of the same.